Shall we look at Am I the Asshole?
Ooh, what's this H that's now at the end of Am I the Asshole?
That's the whole of the whole.
Whole. They want whole to be a part of it. They want you to think about the whole.
Did they change the name? Oh, it's a new subreddit.
That's a great question. That is a great question.
Or maybe it's like a one
Jacob?
that's good and not all lies.
Because then the title of this is still AITA. But I'm wondering now if this is a Mandela effect situation where it's always been AITAH.
Always has been. No, I guarantee it is like unnecessary infighting with like one mod that couldn't be a part of the team anymore because they wouldn't like play Smash Brothers.
They
with the other
both
mods.
have a lot of active people. I don't know.
Am I the Asshole vanilla is almost entirely creative writing exercises.
Yeah.
So most likely whenever there's a spin-off, it's because they're trying to make like one that actually is the purpose of the subreddit.
Shall I read this to you?
Yes.
Are we role playing as though you are this person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I do like that because then we get to be mean to you, which is one of my favorite things.
Which
know.
normally we
You
have
guys
so
will
few
love
opportunities to do on
That's
mic.
true, because it's also only for listeners of the show. It's a thing that only exists during the show.
It is
It only exists in the show because otherwise,
Off mic, no one.
it's the other way around.
Dude,
And it's just
off
like
mic,
stuffing us into trash cans.
the two of us
Yeah.
are genuflecting to you and bowing.
yeah.
Sensei.
I'm putting your head in the toilet.
Right, you're giving us a whirly? Swirly, that's
You're
it.
whirling me around in the swirl.
Jacob, did we figure out the difference between the H and the non-H?
Yeah, they're just. I don't know what the difference is, but they're different.
I
it's
guarantee
always-
it's bickering. I guarantee it.
I was gonna say it's always some moderator drama.
It's the Discord got a little wonky because one person was like, you're posting the wrong thing in important.
Yeah, this is finally Am I the Asshole without those losers over on the mod team.
Am I the asshole? Gym member got mad at me for wiping up after him. Kind of new to the gym, so pardon me. After a member used the bench I was waiting on, I wiped it down with one of the spray wipes. He came up to me shortly after and said, my sweat ain't gonna kill ya, bud.
Where's this guy from?
Thought he was joking at first, so I laughed, but he maintained a bit of a serious look, then walked off. Did I break some unwritten gym code?
No, he broke the code.
Yeah,
He's
he broke the
nasty
code.
and gross.
He's supposed to wipe after himself.
Yeah.
That's kind of the rule.
I think overall, regardless of location, I think you wipe after you're done with a thing.
It's
It
really,
doesn't matter how much you touch it. It doesn't matter how much you sweat. It's just the polite thing.
He should
to do.
wipe the Am I his asshole? He should wipe his
he should
asshole.
wipe his H.
Should I wipe my H subreddit?
The funny thing is when confronted with something that they've done wrong, it is really interesting to see how people react because he's coping when he says, my sweat ain't gonna kill you, bud.
Oh, what's the problem? And it's like, no, it's just a bit gross.
What's the problem? I forgot. I'm gonna make it your fault that I'm bad.
I'm getting mad, but I'm now realizing I have no reason to be. So you morally screwed up
Yeah,
in some
I'm
way.
mad that I cut you off.
You hurt my adrenaline spiked because I'm being criticized, and so I think the best move here is to like
Call
say
you a
that you're
piggy.
like bad in some
Yeah.
way.
I'm new to the gym. I've been going for a little while, and I have to say, like, I do hate gym culture. And, you know, this is me. I know some people get a lot from it. And
James
I'm
culture?
good
You
for
hate
them.
him?
Yeah,
like
I
that
hate
guy?
Jim. He is stinky. And I think I'm going to cancel my gym membership because I'm just having a hard time. So there's a lot of things that happen, like people not wiping down their machines and they're wet, you know, and it's like, ugh, gross. I don't want to like use this wet machine. I'm going to wipe it down, you know? And then the other thing is no one has ever approached me, thank God, at the gym, no stranger. But I constantly see dudes telling women they look good and stuff, and it just makes me feel so yucky.
Yeah.
I think there's like two kinds of cultures that can exist in an interest, hobby, environment, whatever. I think there is a culture that has developed and has some unspoken rules, but primarily is about like the vernacular you use to describe it and the way you communicate with people there and the things that it's there to celebrate. And then there is culture that is only for gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Because I don't personally think there needs to be gym culture in the same way that like gamer culture was never about having fun with games. It was limiting who gets to come in
Right.
and ruin games for you. Because it's like, no, this is mine. You can't come in the gym. You're not, this is for jacked guys only. The first day I ever went to the gym, I was jacked already. That's how it works. We all lie and we're all pretending that that's real. No, I don't do tren. I just inject something. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's allowed.
It's like it's almost like actually it's kind of like gender performance, right? Like culture, where it's like, well, I'm just very masculine.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well that's pretty broad. Do you mean that like you enjoy wearing flannel and cutting down a tree? Because you could code that masculine, it's relatively harmless. Or are you saying that you can't regulate your anger because you're manly or something? Like, it's gym culture. So when you make me feel insecure by wiping down my machine, you're not a real gym goer. That's not fair. They put pronouns in Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna kill myself.
That's true. That did happen. The pronouns.
They should.
Wait. I want to see what people said in the comments.
Gotta be a not, right? Please.
Did they just say like that's their? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what the wipes are for.
No, bodily fluids are gross and spread ills. You're straight. little bit of info
I
at
think
the
that's
end.
probably slang for you're good,
It's
right?
definitely.
But
It's just a funny wet thing in isolation. You're
Yeah,
straight.
you're straight. A subreddit called like, "Am I the gay?"
Am I a gay guy? Jacob, would you like to read the chicken one?
Yeah, it's kind of long, but there's like lore. I think it's interesting.
Ooh.
I actually did this about 10 years ago, but it came up in a conversation recently and reactions were mixed. Now I'm curious what y'all think.
Okay.
On a little patch of land in the middle of a bunch of fields, I had a garden/allotment. It was fenced off with the normal 3 rows of barbed wire and chicken wire reaching about 1 meter high.
A fairy tale.
There, I had 20 or so chickens and some fruit trees.
It's a math puzzle.
Yeah. Hold on, my mind palace is having trouble
if
loading.
each chicken ate one piece
Yeah,
of
wait.
fruit,
So
The floor's collapsing.
I imagined a small plot of land at first, but then there's 20 chickens in there.
Stacked vertically.
Yeah. Wait, so how did they say the actual dimensions of the land? Or wait, I just can't
no.
remember.
I guess we're
They said
talking-
small plot. I imagined small, but then they said 20 chickens.
well,
sit
it's
there.
probably small relative to
yeah.
something else.
to Ohio or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some local kid, I would guess about 12, started walking his dog on the sand path between the fields around the property. I don't know if he just moved to the region or if I never saw him because he just got the dog and he let the dog off the leash. This is not allowed, by the way. There are signs informing everyone about this rule.
Already, it's a kid, but already like. So I don't want to call a kid an asshole.
But it depends on. I feel like the ultimate asshole is always the highest escalator.
But the other thing I want to say is that like letting a dog off a leash in general, it's more of a you should err on the side of caution and assume that you can't.
Well,
But obviously this is a kid, but
so
still.
it is such a bad idea to let your dog off leash. I know there are so many people that are like, no, my dog is good. He stays right next to me. That's not the point. And if you're in an urban area, there are many things that can hurt your dog that if they're not near you, you're not going to be able to help that.
Children that are sometimes very scared of dogs.
Yeah.
It's
And there's
one of-
other dogs that don't like dogs and go up to your dog or whatever, you know. And then if you're in a rural area, there is evidence that having your dog off leash has brought mountain lions and bears and stuff
Oh,
to
shit.
people.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Where the dog runs, fights with the bear, runs back to their human,
You'll
and then
never
all of a
believe
sudden
this
there's a
freaking
bear
annoying
mad at
bear,
you.
bro.
I think take the dog off leash in like a non-contained, planned environment, right? Is one of those things where people want to do it and do it as a habit. And the idea of breaking that habit, like saying, hey, the sweat ain't gonna kill you. They come in with, well, yeah, I guess your dog isn't very well trained. It's okay. So growing up, we did it constantly because it was also the countryside,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of just outdoor dogs, and a lot of the dogs like they eat a lot of human food. It's like they're very much like it's a working dogs, a lot of working dogs, and they are often very well trained because they are working dogs. They're very
Yeah.
focused. But the truth is that, well, it's also easier to walk a dog when they're not off leash. You have to do less. And when
Yeah.
people try to find some kind of moral justification for something that coincidentally is a little easier for them,
Yeah.
that's where I start to get a little skeptical. I mean, fuck, man. I left. We recorded yesterday. I left. Golden Retriever just in the street.
Yeah.
And we were there for a while, stopping cars and telling them to go around because it wasn't moving when cars went up to it.
Yeah.
And then it started barking, like was really clearly scared, barking and fretful.
I
And then
think
another
that's a
dog from the
guy-
same area came down and got it.
I'm pretty sure that's a guy that regularly just leaves his gate open.
There's one right by my
know what I'm
place.
talking
at
about,
the mall.
Jarvis?
That's who I thought it was.
The
as
golden
well.
retriever and the little dog.
That's what
And
I
they bark
asked
at
Jordan if it
everyone.
was a little dog, but then there was a second dog that was not the little dog.
And this is just us tangentially ranting about irresponsible adults spurned on by a silly 12-year-old that I wouldn't begrudge.
Yeah, this
nearly as
12-year-old
much.
is like whatever.
This is a 12-year-old. So continuing
be allowed to have a dog.
the story, this 12-year-old let the dog off the leash on a sand path that was adjacent to this property. It was a lively German Shepherd-sized dog who promptly jumped over the fence to chase the chickens, which is a natural behavior. It is a dog after all. I grabbed the dog by the collar, and when the boy came over, I told him that he should not have let his dog loose, even lying to him about how his dog could get injured by the rooster in an effort to convince him to keep it on a leash. Unfortunately, he didn't listen, and 2 days later, he let the dog loose again and immediately went over the fence, and this time it caught a chicken. I caught the dog again. The boy comes to get his dog again, but this time there is a gravely injured chicken lying on the ground. This chicken was going to die. It was going to bleed out in about half an hour, and although I don't want to pay a veterinarian to heal what I consider to be food, I also don't think it necessary to let the chicken suffer. So I grabbed my sharpened spade and decapitated the animal out of mercy. Cue in the crying. I hadn't been paying attention to the kid, but he had seen it all very clearly, and he was clearly upset. Now, I will admit, killing animals always puts me in a bad mood, and telling him you owe me a chicken wasn't the kindest thing I could have said.
Oh,
Did he say it?
That's kind of crazy.
In quotes, you owe me a chicken?
Yeah.
Is this a 90-year-old man?
Yeah, I'm curious.
This is
who
the guy from
writer
Up.
is.
Yeah.
Boy, you owe me a
Yeah.
chicken.
I also understand that the average human's relationship with animals and their deaths has changed drastically since I was a kid living on a farm about half a century ago. So this is old.
Yeah, he's like
older
50
person.
something.
It does.
I do like the amount of self-reflection that led them to Reddit.
Yeah.
I know it's sad that they're on Reddit. That's a weird old man yells at cloud that is more culture. I mean, no, tons of the people I grew up with, I did not have a sensitivity to like the knowledge that the fun pig that was at my friend's house gets turned into sausages. I've had sausages from pigs that I know. Like
Yeah.
it's not now.
It's-
I'm just feel a little different about it, but that's very much a like these generations. You can't even drunk drive anymore.
Parts of the world where people still buy live chickens to take home, slaughter, and eat. You know, like, and they're not like poor parts of the world. It's like just the normal thing to.
Yeah, or old, or like it doesn't. It
Yeah.
does no. Yeah.
I don't want to kill an animal to eat it.
Yeah, I want to
But
get
I
it from.
do want to eat animals all the time.
I want to get chicken from the store. I don't want one that was alive.
Yeah.
I want to buy the ones that are just come out of the fridge.
Yeah. It looks like a white slab with saran wrap over it.
Yeah, it comes out of an egg like that.
Yeah. But I also think, you could have been nicer to the kid.
This is
but-
going to be a much more, I think, confrontational thread. Definitely. You mercy killed a suffering animal. I don't care who is president. You did the right thing. Very Reddit.
it probably happened in a split second, and like the kid crying and you killing the chicken is a part of your farm.
There's
I don't
a
know.
reason that like antinatalism is very popular on Reddit, and I think it.
What does antinatalism mean?
Anti-having kids.
Oh, okay.
Reddit in general really does like being callous towards kids because it is just a very resentful place. And I think people that will reply to this are typically going to hate kids, to be honest with you. I think that's just like the kid was an asshole. It's annoying, but like there's so many comments I'm seeing here about like how this kid, there's something wrong with them. They're just being like stupid. They should have listened. I'm like,
12
shit.
years is old enough to take a German Shepherd out. It's old enough to learn the consequences of your actions or whatever. It's like, sure, but
like,
I mean, I think it's just like I don't think they were a mild asshole about certain things, but
Understandably.
dealing with the chicken, like I don't think in that crisis response mode, you're thinking about like whether or not the kid's gonna see something, because you're now responding to a crisis that they introduced. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna villainize the kid because they're still a kid and they make kid mistakes.
I think asshole, like the closest would probably just be like, yeah, you should probably teach your kid not to do that.
Yeah.
Preemptively, if they're taking the dog out, that's like a thing that maybe, because that is an adult making an active choice.
Yeah.
A kid crying certainly doesn't change anything. I mean, I guess I'd cry if I was a 12-year-old that saw a chicken get its head cut off for the first time. I think that would probably catch me a little bit, but I'm an empath. I don't get the logic of people criticizing you. So there are people criticizing. Can we find an you're the asshole? I'm so curious what their take is. You weren't wrong to put the chicken down given its conditions, but you probably underestimated how traumatic that would be for a kid. A heads up before doing it might have spared him the shock. The core problem, though, is still that the dog was allowed to run loose after a clear warning.
Yeah, and this got mega downvoted because like you probably underestimated is like there wasn't an estimation.
They weren't accounting. Like, why would
like,
they?
I have to imagine that if I were in that situation, it would be like a adrenaline high. Like you're like, I need to get this. Dealing with someone else's dog where you don't know if the dog is going to be aggressive or whatever is extremely stressful.
It is very stressful.
And then also you now have one of your animals that's bleeding out, and you're trying to figure out how to like deal with that.
It's like, you shoved me while you were trying to get out of the burning house.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess it's not the best thing to do, but I didn't want to die in a fire. You owe me a chicken is very funny.
You owe me a chicken that's obviously like.
Wasn't the kindest thing, it's the funniest
It's not
thing.
it's like there's just it could have been so much worse. Like
You could have attacked him with a spade.
it's like slightly lacking tact, obviously, but because it's a kid. And I also don't know the tone in which he said it.
I think it is it's so funny that I will give it a pass. I think it's kind of like a Quiet Piggy or whatever, where it's just so absurd that I have a warmth in my heart, I guess.
I went overseas with 3 friends. We live in the US.
Nice.
One of them was having her partner pick her up when we got back home. I was the ride home for the other friend. We're about an hour away from the airport. He had the bright idea to joke when going through immigration that when the officer asked where we're coming from, he thought it'd be really funny to tell him North Korea. We went to Seoul, South Korea. So we all get pulled back into secondary questioning because of this dumbass. They let me and my other friend out when we showed our passports, itinerary, credit card activity, showing we had been in Seoul the entire time. Then they let us go. They kept the moron back for about 2 to 3 hours before letting him go. I just went straight home and refused to wait for him. It was late, so he had to get a hotel by the airport, rent a car to get back home. He said I should have waited for him. I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I hate that.
It's okay, because they didn't say it.
You're lucky you didn't go to prison or have passport revoked.
I mean,
Am I the asshole?
I think this is a true story. They did not say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They wrote that on Reddit only.
Yeah.
What they said was, no way, shut up. And they spelled it wrong in a text.
What would you guys do in this situation?
Who?
You live an hour away. To me, that's not that far because I live an hour away from LAX.
Here's the one issue is that this guy is the world's funniest guy. And he's a sick Joker-style prankster.
Right.
Who puts comedy above everything else.
This does seem like something Jordan might.
It depends
Immigration is maybe where I tone myself down very specifically, but
it's like it depends on how good of friends I am with this person. Because if it's Jordan who did it, I'd probably wait. But if it's like
list 30 people we know.
Yeah, I think I would like potentially like give a heads up if I was making the decision. But at the same time, like, what year did this happen in? Getting a hotel and renting a car cannot be cheaper than getting an Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Oh, and also they say the US, but I mean, are we talking about public transport? Like, what are we?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Talking about also, they were arriving to the US,
After their
notoriously
trip.
maybe not the slickest place to make immigration-related jokes. The fact that they said what literally cannot be the case, like what they're expressing there is like, well, you wouldn't get on the that wouldn't happen.
There's not like direct flights from Pyongyang.
Yeah, we came here, we
Like-
took
No, but I could see
Atlantic.
a situation where you go to
For sure.
South Korea, sneak yourself into north and then
To fly
come back
from
to
there.
south and fly back.
I know,
you know?
yeah, but at the same time,
And then tell the officer.
yeah, that's the thing that annoys
Yeah.
me is that like it's a waste of everyone's time and resources to entertain a dumb joke as if it's like a threat to national security. It just feels like the peak of like security theater, you know?
It's honestly the asshole behavior, as opposed to just like, okay, this guy had a bad read and was just like stupid, immature, and it like had consequences that would ultimately not even at the level of, saying, you owe me a chicken. Like, this is very light. The punishment is it's inconvenience. It's not anything overly dramatic. The thing, it's a nuance. It's like one little piece of it. He said I should have waited for him. And that is where the speculation comes in. Because is he saying, hey, why did you guys leave without me? Or is he saying, you motherfuckers, you abandoned me?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, maybe he did think they had a friendship like ours where I would wait for you and you would be in that situation.
Well, yeah, it's also like if you were in the situation from a random screen versus doing something dumb is like a very different, like how I would respond to it. You know what I mean?
And there is another person also. It's like two people, because it's 3 friends total that like got. They also don't know how long this is going to take. They're saying like they didn't say it'll be 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, and also they didn't say here how long they waited before leaving. But then it's also worth noting that if you like, I think it's weird that the guy, like if I did this, it's like I would understand why people left, because I kind of did something weird and then it got them detained as well, you know?
Yeah, you put you and your friends in a potentially like
risky
very
situation,
serious situation.
It's the true asshole tier, I think, does come from defaulting to that's not fair. You've wronged me, as opposed to I'm so sorry. I am insane.
It's like a weird like lack of self-awareness maybe.
The sweat's not going to kill you.
It's also one of those things where I always wonder what context people are leaving out. Because just on the surface, like, yeah, they're not the asshole, and this person's like not self-aware for more reasons than one. Because it's now we have 2 examples of them doing something that would require a little more self-awareness, or should demands more self-awareness. But what do the comments say?
For me, for me, the top 2 situations for not ever bullying a pranker at the airport when being held at gunpoint. That's such a Reddit phrasing. Yeah. She's saying "fuck around and find out" was literally made for dumbasses like
I
that.
would have ditched him and blocked him too. Again,
Blocked
it's like
him.
blocked him.
You're too online, bro. Careful.
Yeah.
They went on vacation.
What an utterly imbecilic thing to do.
Fedora.
It is also though ridiculous that you make that joke and then you're on a watch list. Like, it's just like, why does the system work that way?
And also, what a slip up from the North Korean spy. Where are you coming from? Oh, I'm
North Korea.
fuck! Why did I bring my North Korean passport?
South.
There was one where someone just said, if you ever put me at risk of being placed on a no-fly list, you're dead to me, not the asshole. Relax, okay? This could be your brother-in-law or something. You gotta have a little bit more stamina for inconvenience and conflict.
It's like, and they said it was a joke in the post, right? Because it's like, what if they did impulsively like accidentally say north instead of south? Because it's like, because people say North Korean pop culture way more than anyone's like traveling to North Korea, you know?
And maybe they're like naive and they're like, yeah, I mean, okay, I'll posture a possible thing that happened, and I won't say this is with too much confidence. Maybe it's a younger white dude.
That was what I assumed.
Has come to expect a certain level of convenience and safety when traveling and when going through U.S. Border Patrol, and is not aware that if you aren't, as long as you're Christian, they don't stop you. Sometimes they'll stop you. Don't worry. There's like, wait,
really
you can. I'm normal.
The limits.
I'm a normal guy. That's. To be fair, the consequences were kind of not huge. Like, relatively speaking, they did. The reason maybe I'm making assumption on like the identity or presentation of this person is they were let go. So
I think next time I want to try to find some people who everyone agrees that they're the asshole, because here everyone seems to be in agreement that these people are not the asshole, and I want to know where the assholes are.
that's
Where the wild things
That's
are.
the thing. What you're supposed to do on this subreddit, and it's It's a grassroots campaign, dude. Nobody's obeying the rules. You're supposed to like the interesting ones that are high conflict, but everyone likes the ones that they agree with. I would wait for all of you, and then I would leverage the experience as emotional blackmail for the rest of my life.
If it's like Joey Jojo Shabadoo, he really invited himself to our Korea plans, and we begrudgingly said yes because he said he had some other shit to do and wasn't going to be on our itinerary.
And has a really funny idea.
And then, but we don't like hanging out with him because he's always up to bullshit. And then when we get back through customs, he pulls his bullshit again. I'm not waiting for Joey Jojo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm telling
So it's
them.
like, I just don't know the context.
I'm telling them he did come from North Korea.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
we're
he's
his
lying.
hostages.
He's forged all the papers.